Alrighty, friends. So after we did our little head gasket thing, we just kind of assumed that the head gasket was going to fix the compression. Well, we did a compression test after the head gasket, and we got, unfortunately, terrible numbers. So you can see 82, 65, 45, 135, 130, 117, and then once you put oil on it, it did go up slightly. Basically what that means is this motor's pretty much, the top end is most likely junk. It's most likely the rings. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna start tearing into it, and if, you know, at the end of tearing into it, if we decide we want to put parts at it, we might do that and throw it back together. Otherwise, we'll see. We're basically just gonna go from there. So that's the plan. Why'd you don't do that?
I dropped it.
Oh. I had my own. I'm about to open the floodgates. I told you I was in the bed. Yeah, well, you're freaking welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Go, 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 go! 5 plus the shipping. Oh, you done it good now.
She can stay in there.
Alright.
You see it?
Yeah, but it's like not in there. Oh, what?
Why is it not in there?
I see it.
Here we go. Missed it here.
It's really not that heavy though.
Shut up.
Wait. Yep, that's perfect.
That's
no,
my butt.
That's perfect. That's just absolutely perfect.
Right. Ah. Yo. First. I put it in one.
Yep.
Wait.
You got it.
Oh, dude. Take it.
Ah! Holy crap! That's freaking heavy. Yeah, this gasket has like 3 miles on it.
Dude,
and it's already out. He's a pro at this. Oh.
That's not all.
Yeah.
I think we spilled a little bit of coolant in there.
Yeah, we spilled way too much coolant in there. It's gonna be all clean in there now. That's not good. Yeah. Next time we decide to work on a vehicle, we should wash it first. Oh. Really been through the field, through snow and in the field, through 7 mud holes, gravel. Right on. Yep. Oh man.
Oh.
Yeah, look at that. I wasn't lying when I said no, like, but on the bottom, there's like, you see it? Here, do that again. So this engine, if you guys haven't or couldn't be able to tell already, wasn't the best taken care of. I mean, that's pretty normal to have some kind of chocolate milk at the bottom, but
That's chocolate pudding.
yeah, I mean, it's still kind of normal, but if you were to see the, I mean, like, the head is pretty nuts. the rocker arms, and these are actually cleaned up. Last time we took the head off, we actually cleaned these up, but they're very crusty. So this engine and this Jeep are really not worth saving, but here we are, a bunch of idiots. And in case you forgot about what the rest inside looks like, same story with the back. So I don't know why we're trying to save this thing, but here we are. Just Jeep things. All right, let's start taking them pistons out. I don't know too much about.
Not like a massive groove or anything.
This is 100 and, come on, focus. Come on. This is 180,000. Not very well taken care of 180,000 mile motors, so I don't know. It doesn't seem to have like grooves in it or anything. I wanted to buy just rings because the rebuild kit would be more, obviously, and this Jeep is not worth anything. But I'll have to see. I'll have to see if these are considered bad or not. Skirts look pretty worn though.
Yeah, they look pretty bad.
What's the deal, man? Like, I'm surprised that this engine didn't blow up and that there's not a bunch of metal at the bottom of the pan. Testament to these 4 liters.
That's good.
Alrighty, so the entirety of this engine is disassembled, as you can see. And here's what we found out. So again, these were the PSI ratings for all the pistons. So the first 3 are basically shot. The last are kind of shot. So looking at them, there's not much of a difference between them. We're gonna have to figure out how to check rings, but they don't really even look that bad. Let's see if we can get to focus. But one trend I did notice is that on the good pistons, there's a lot of carbon on the top of the pistons, whereas it's a little bit more inconsistent with the bad compression ones. That could just be because of the coolant. We didn't drain the coolant because the drain plug is messed up, so we didn't drain the coolant and it got all over the place, obviously. But there are carbon deposits underneath the rings, and they actually do deposit up pretty good, and they have a pretty decent crust going on. And this is on the other side as well. Whereas on the better pistons, this is not as prevalent, and there's quite a bit less of it. So that's one thing that does seem to be pretty consistent across the board. As you can see, there's some on this side as well. Another thing is, not all of these pistons, I mean, they're just kind of, again, this is a 180,000 mile engine, and it's a 96. So here's what we got for the tops of the bearings, which they're turning bronze-like, which I think that means they're kind of on the end of their life. I'm not exactly too sure. And then this is kind of what we got for the bottom ones. Filming on my other phone because my good one ran out of space, so the focus isn't as good, but so yeah. We're gonna have to do plenty of research to figure out how to check, see what we're looking for, as well as what's typical, what's not typical. And then the other discoveries we did make, we did check the head. So we checked the warping a little bit. We're gonna have to look up clearances and stuff like that. It's not looking perfect, but not terrible as well. And then what we did do is shine lights into all the valves, all the ports here. And on the first intake valve, the seat is not perfect. There's just a sliver of light peeking out, but we could only find that on the first piston, which is actually the best of the 3 bad ones. So, and they're all just kind of bad. So yeah, it's time to do some research. Levi looks homeless because he was on under the engine duty. at the end there. He literally looks like a raccoon.
Really?
Yeah, he looks like a homeless raccoon. And he got bonked in the head by a bearing cap, so.
Yeah. Drew
Yeah.
blood even.
Yeah, it drew all kinds of blood, so. All right, well, we're gonna go do that research and yeah, but we got this thing torn apart, so now we just gotta figure out whether it's worth putting together.